All right, AMQ, number 8. What are some quotes or sayings that you live by? So I actually have a good amount, and I figure I would kind of revisit some of these in some of my videos, but I think I'll start with a good, I want to say top 3. So the first one is there's a caveat or a way around just about anything. The second one is what served you at one point in your life may not serve you in the next part of your life. And this last one is monetize everything. So I'll break them all down in a short enough time span because I can talk about these things for a long time because they're what I live by. So there's a caveat or a way around everything. So in any way, shape, or form, when you really think about it, there is a way around everything. Why do you think they create laws in regards to criminal activity and stuff like that? Because typically there are laws or things in place, there's a foundation, and somebody found a way around it. Therefore, now a new law has to be created because somebody found a way around it. It's the same in any way, shape, or form. If you cheat in a relationship, well, is it actually cheating? Did they cheat? What is your definition of cheating? Same with on a test or anything like that. What do you define of this thing in any way, shape, or form? There are things that are foundational, and there are like this is law. There's no changing it. So anything that comes to like the law, the IRS, or anything like that, I would suggest don't play with it. You can. There's still ways around stuff. There's still funding and projects or things like that that you can get away around paying certain things and doing certain things. But there are some things you probably don't want to do, and it could bring a lot of stress onto yourself, your kids, your family, whoever's involved in your life if you try and do so. And you put a lot at risk in those areas. So I would highly suggest, because I don't, I understand there is a way in just a way around just about anything, but I don't mess with certain things. Like I know I'm not going to try and mess with the IRS, government, um, like banks, anything like that. I'm not going to do anything that they can jeopardize what it is I'm trying to do and build in full. And on the other side of it, I always have something else going on so that I always mitigate risk. Never put everything into one basket. Never bet all on black, all on one thing. Put it all on one thing because if that one thing doesn't work, you're screwed. So there's always a way around everything. And in my videos, you'll see some of that stuff. I break some of that stuff down, how one way of thinking might have worked at one point in time, but now it doesn't work. It might work for some people, but it's not going to work for other people. It just depends on the person and the circumstance. So for me, there's always going to be around a way around most things. What served you at one point in your life may not serve you in the next part of your life. So think of age, for example. When you were younger, more than likely you were able to maneuver, work out, eat a bit differently, and you didn't really feel it in your body. It didn't affect you as much. You do it now, you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. You think back to when you were a teenager, when you were in your 20s, you're probably in your prime in health, fitness, anything like that. And it's just like, man, I remember doing that 10, 20 years ago. I used to be so strong. I used to be able to do this many. Now I do way less. Now, when I do it, my body feels like this. Or when I do it, I need to take this pill or drink this kind of drink or whatever it is to feel better. I need to sleep a bit longer. I used to be able to sleep a whole lot less. So you got to remember, at one point, things are going to catch up to you and you have to pivot and change. Nothing's going to just stay the same forever, even in the aspect of your way of thinking. At one point in your 20s, especially like for me, I'm an investor. So when you're in your 20s, investing into the stock market seems crazy. Investing into startups or investing in general seems crazy. When you're in your 40, 50, 60s, it doesn't seem as crazy because of your situation. Then you start looking back and saying, I wish I bought Apple. I wish I bought Amazon. I wish I bought Google. All these companies that are some of the biggest companies in our world that were once nothing and nobody. And so at some point you got to remember things change, things pivot, there's cycles for everything else. Those companies were not something at one point, now they are. Eventually those companies will be nothing or smaller, and there'll be a whole new set of companies. Same with their health and weight. At one point you were able to eat whatever you wanted, it didn't affect your body that way. You used to be able to go to the gym for long periods of time, lift heavier weight, and now it takes a lot more effort. You can't eat the same way, your body reacts a different way. You can't lose weight as easily because you had kids, or because you have stress, or because you can't break some of your bad eating habits that you had over the course of time, because your body can handle it before, but now it can't. And it's hard to make that change. But at some point, you have to learn that those things didn't, that even if they didn't serve you, you were able to live and manage it. It's not going to work later in life. So mitigating that risk and figuring out those things and adjusting and pivoting is very important. And that's why I say it's not going to serve you. Not everything. There might be some things, if you have a good habit, discipline, and things like that, that could serve you. But it also depends on your environment, your circumstances, if those things are going to be able to stay in place, and if you can hold your own and stand on what your values are. And the last thing for me is monetize everything. So I know that's kind of a tough one because everybody has a different relationship with money and finance and stuff like that. But for me, if I can monetize the things I love and the things I do on a consistent basis, that makes life a whole lot easier. Why would I have to go to a job that I don't even like or I don't want to go to and I'm on somebody else's schedule when I can just do what I want to do and get paid to do it? Imagine if you got paid just to sleep. Somebody paid you to sleep. If you like to sleep, that's pretty easy to do, right? If you like to work out, somebody's now paying you to work out. For me, some of those things are easy. You get paid to read. You get paid to review something. You get paid to write a book and talk. You get paid to talk. You get paid to connect people. For me, this is a very easy answer because it's like, why would you not get paid for the stuff you do? In some aspect, yes, it can take away from the fulfilling, the freeing aspect of things because if you do have to go somewhere and work for somebody because you're not that type of person that create your own business environment or things like that, then that's understandable. But not everybody's meant to be an owner, a CEO, or an investor. Some people are meant to be workers because they're not in a place to be able to create and build that type of lifestyle that they can monetize their passion, their purpose, and be fulfilled in it and do it whether they got paid or not. Because most people are in survival mode, so they have to make money. They have to figure it out because of choices, decisions, or environment. So it's not easy, but it is possible. And for me, I done a lot of that, and I continue to do it, and I plan to do that for the rest of my life. Because to me, it's common sense. Like, why would I not want to get paid for the stuff I do? If I want to go fish, I can find a way to get paid to fish, whether it's recorded on a video, it's in a competition that if I get the biggest fish or I catch the most fish or whatever it is, then I get a lump sum of money that I now could use to benefit my family, invest in some way, shape, or form, or do something. Or it doesn't have to be cash or like money and stuff like that. You get paid. You can get paid in like learning things from somebody else. You can get paid to go on trips and stuff like that and share those type of experiences. You can get paid for almost anything nowadays, and it's crazy and it's so easy. You just have to go out there and look for it and do it. So that's my AMQ for the week. I will have many more quotes to go by later, but there's only so much time I have. So thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week.